Hi guys, we're just going to finish off our section 3 notes here on multiplying rational numbers. So last time we went over how to multiply fractions. Okay, and talked about our little sneaky forms of 1. Today we're going to do that second page and multiply decimals. So we're going to be doing these two questions, but also a couple others. Okay, so and I'll tell you what I'm expecting for your assignment. So when we're multiplying decimals, we're going to basically treat them as usual. So first we're going to deal with our numbers. So we'll multiply our numbers. Next, we're going to deal with the decimal. So we're going to move that. And then third, we're going to deal with our sign. Okay, so dealing with the numbers first. So basically, when we're dealing with the numbers, we can just kind of ignore the decimal. So we're going to deal with that in step 2. Okay, so 2.4, ignoring the sign as well, times 0.8 is going to be kind of like 8 times 24. So 8 times 4 is 32. 8 times 2 is 16, 17, 18, 19, so 192. Now for step 2, dealing with that decimal, what we need to do is see how many numbers are behind the decimal in our original question. So there's 1, 2 numbers behind the decimal that we multiplied. So we will need to move our decimal. So starting at the right, 1, 2 places. So it's going to be right here. Okay. Lastly, we take a look at our sign. So we have a positive times a negative. So I'm going to get negative, and then 1.92. Right. Now, since we just ignore the decimal here, we can also do this using our area method. So I can take this as like 24 times 8. So 24 is 20 and 4 times 8. If you don't like looking at decimal numbers, you can just kind of ignore them. So 8 times 20 is 160. 8 times 4 is 32. We get 160 plus 32, 192, and then same thing. So in my original question, there are 2 decimals, so move it over 2 times, and you get the same answer. And then you take a look at your sign, negative, okay? So you can use our area model as well if you are more comfortable with that and forget these. So for our next example, I'm going to skip this one for the moment. I'm going to do another one down here. So in example, well, I guess I'll label it C on yours. We're going to do 1.64 times 35. Okay, so slightly larger number. As soon as we start getting to like 3-digit times 2-digit numbers, our area model is just slightly more work. You're adding up more numbers. You can still use it, but it is good to know how to do it the vertical way, how to multiply vertically. So we are going to be doing vertical multiplication with this. So same thing, we just get to kind of ignore our decimals. So 164 times 35, 1.64 times 35, just ignoring that decimal for the moment, multiplying. So 5 times 4 is 20, 5 times 6 is 30, plus 2 is 32, and 5 times 1 is 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay, now the trick to remember, now that we're done this, writing that 0 there, and then 3 times, I'm ignoring these, those are done with. So 3 times 4 is 12. 3 times 6, 18, 19. 3 times 1 is 3, 4. Okay, so adding these up. So 0, 4, 8 plus 9, 17, and 5. So there's our number. Next, we need to look at our decimal. So in our original question, there are 2 numbers behind the decimal place, none on this one, so we need to move this over 1, 2. So we get 57.4 And then taking a look at our sign, we have a positive times a positive, so I know this is going to be a positive answer. So positive 57.4. And of course, we are lazy mathematicians, so you can choose not to write that plus there. So 57.4. Now, seeing if that answer makes sense, we're just going to do a little estimation. So 1.6 is around 1.5, 1.5-ish. So this is kind of like 1.5 times 35. So 1.5 of 35 is like you have 35 once, and you have another half of 35. So half of 35 is around 17, like 18. Okay, so if I do 35 plus 18, I get a number that's going to be close to 53, right? So 53, 57.4, those numbers are close. Now, if I got something that was like 500, I know that I probably did something wrong. If I got a number that's like 5, maybe I moved my decimal places over too much. 5 is not close to what I am estimating as. Same thing with this one. We can see if our answer of negative 1.92 makes sense. So 0.8 is really close to 1. 2.4 is close to, like basically close to 2. So this is slightly less than 1. This is slightly more than 2. So this is around 2. So I should be expecting an answer of like 1 times 2, around 2-ish. Okay, and we do. We get negative 1.92, around 2. If I got 20, I know that I probably did something wrong. If I got like 0.2, I know I probably did something wrong with my decimals there. And then with example C, you guys, what I just want, before I move on to B, you can do the area model. So here it would be here. So once again, just treating it like there is no decimal. So 160 and 4, and then 30 and 5, figuring out your 6 areas, adding them up, and you get the same answer. So 57.4. You can get there. Okay, so I've included example B to show you what I will not be expecting you to do. So I will not be expecting you to take anything more than like a 3-digit number times a 3-digit number to do either vertically or area model. So if you have a 3-digit by 3-digit, I do want you to do that without a calculator. But something like this, I will not be expecting you to do on your assignment. It's just there's so much room for error. You can do it without a calculator, absolutely, but I will not be expecting you to have to. So we will just do this in our calculator. So 365.24 times 92.1, and we get 33,638.604. Now you can do this vertically and area model. So of course you can do without a calculator, but yeah, so there's just a lot of mistakes that end up getting made. So what your assignment is going to be for this section is from your same assignment page from your fraction assignment. So that same page, except you will be doing numbers 5, 9, 10, 11, 15A, and 16. All right, happy mathing.